If you're seeing this message today, it is because I have been sent to deliver you a very potent piece of information for the next steps on your journey. And a big part of this message includes the story of Inanna, the goddess, and her descent into the underworld. So, Inanna, radiant goddess of love and power, chose to descend into the underworld. At each of the 7 gates, she surrendered a piece of herself, her crown, her jewels, her armor, until she stood bare before her sister, Queen of the Dead. Stripped of all of her protection, Inanna was judged. She was struck down, and her body was hung lifeless on a hook in the shadows. Suspended, she became stillness itself, caught between worlds, between endings and beginnings. Above, her servant cried out for help. The god of wisdom answered, sending beings of compassion into the underworld. They did not fight. They listened. They spoke gently to Inanna's sister's grief. And in that moment of empathy, the Queen of Death relented. Inanna was released. Revived, Inanna rose again. Her descent had not destroyed her. It had transformed her. She returned with the wisdom that even goddesses must surrender, even power must bow, and that renewal is born through release. So, hello. You are probably really feeling like you are in a liminal space in the realm of the in-between. It's like you're in this cosmic doorway and your left foot is in front and your right foot is in back of you in this doorway. The front foot is in a new reality and your new identity, the new version of you, the new experience, and the other foot is in the past. And this is not just a story of closing chapter. No, this is a whole new book. A whole new story is being written, and that starts now. In fact, you've already started. So, you're basically being catapulted into an entire new way of being, right? One foot in the old version, one foot in the new. And what this is really teaching you through forcing you to slow down, because you probably have been trying to control. Your mind is like, okay, let's figure this out. I need to have certainty. I need to have answers, but you just can't right now. There's just certain things where you just can't take action, or you just have to surrender to where you're at. And as challenging and as comfortable as it can be, it is a very beautiful and powerful message to learn how to be present, to learn how to be in the present moment, to let the past pain be done and let the worry of the future take care of itself. Okay? You are in a time of learning how to be present. And the thing is, you know that things are changing. In fact, things have already been changing for a while. You know this. You've been feeling it. You feel it in your heart that there's this pull to this new way of being. And in fact, you're probably seeing a lot of tangible stuff in your reality as well too, right? Where things are actually really starting to happen. But it's hard because there's like this old version, this old energy, this old timeline, whatever you want to call it, however it resonates, it's pulling you back. It's still requiring a little bit of energy and attention at this time. So the key is balance. The key is figuring out how to get a clean break, okay? And that doesn't mean that we need to rush. You know, we can decide to change our lives. That doesn't mean we need to do it right this second, right now, okay? We are in the earthly realm, the 3D, right? Here we are, we've got bodies. You know, it takes time for the sun to rise and set. It takes time for the things that we're creating, the things that we're calling in to come into our experience, okay? So this is the space you're in. that liminal space where you've made the decision, and your simple decision changes the trajectory, okay? Because you've been learning agency. You've been learning, hey, nobody's gonna come give me permission. I have to give myself permission. And that is super powerful, right? So you've decided, hey, I'm done with this way of being. I'm done with this job, this relationship. But the challenging part is that it doesn't always end just like that, right? A lot of the times it takes time to allow this energy to unfold and to dwindle. And there's actually so much potent information and wisdom in the process, right? Because our minds think, oh, we need to have this all figured out. This needs to be done now, right now, X, Y, and Z. Here's all the things we need to focus on, fix, change, plan for, right? But then the soul is like, okay, I recognize that there is potent wisdom and information for me to learn through the experience of going through this transition, of being in this liminal void space. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? And it doesn't have to be. But what you're going through right now is leading you into a time of more sunshine and rainbows. You are closing out. Well, first of all, this video is timeless, but at the end, the time that this video is being recorded is December of 2025, which, if you're familiar with numerology, 2025 is a 9-year. So it is literally the end of a cycle. It is the snake year, it is completion. We are shedding skin. We are letting go of, again, we are not just writing a new chapter, we are writing a whole new book. So things are completing. And I also want to add that while for the Gregorian calendar, yes, it's going to be a new year, but if you look at so many different cultures, or even like ancient cultures, a lot of different cultures, which I'm in America, but a lot of different cultures, they don't celebrate the new year until March or until the spring equinox, right? And if it's December and the Gregorian year is in 1 month, but if you look at like seasonally and astrologically, the new year is really in March is what feels right, because we're cyclical beings. You know, we are part of Earth and its creation. We are not, you know, what's the word? We are not withheld from the cycles and the laws of nature is all I'm trying to say. Like, we are affected by them. So that being said, it's taking time for these things to unfold, you know, and now is not the time to pressure yourself or rush or be like, okay, I need to have this all figured out now. Like, no, now is the time to surrender, to do what you can, of course, to have agency over yourself and, you know, choose the way that you're perceiving, choose the way that you're showing up every day, what energy that you're focusing on, and what, you know, what energy you're feeding. That is within your like realm of choice and agency. That is something you should be choosing, okay? But for the stuff that's not in our control, now is the time of surrender and recognizing that it's okay for things to take a little bit of time, but just know they are happening. And with that story of Inanna, the goddess, even goddesses descend into the underworld, and even they are not exempt from the destiny and the laws of the universe and divine timing, right? So nothing's wrong, okay? There might be parts of you that are like, something is wrong. No, this is just brand new. You are having the biggest growth that you've had in life up until this point, quite literally. So it's new, and there's parts of yourself that are probably like, ah, you know, parts of you that are really like, please, finally. There are parts of you that are like, I don't know what the future holds, it's uncertainty, and even just closing out the ending of what you're doing might be a lot of energy and just fear or uncertainty and moving parts. And so the message right now is a few things. One is to recognize that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Two is that there is potent wisdom and value with where you're at right now. And 3 is that even the goddesses go through the underworld, whether you're male, female, they, them, whoever, literally doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This message is so much bigger than human constructs. You have that goddess, God energy. All humans do, right? We all do. It's just a matter of tapping into it, okay? But this descent into the underworld is not for nothing. And your soul, like, you are at divine time right now for you to grow and to expand beyond what you've experienced and lived. So it's like, oh, orders up, oh, time's clicking, you get what I'm saying. It's time. It's time. It is time for you to grow. So it might seem really scary, crazy, you're like, what is going on? There's an ending. Yes, it is ending. Your intuition is correct. It is ending. And again, there's probably stuff where you physically already decided for things to end, okay? But it just can't happen at this very second. But it is. So you just hang tight. And I also want to say that you don't need to spend this time just agonizing over where you're at. I understand, but you don't need to do that. You can feel peace right now, okay? If we wait for our life to be perfect or for everything to be figured out before we feel happy and peaceful, then we're going to be waiting our whole lives to feel happy and peaceful, because there will always be something that we want to change or adjust. We are on the path of evolution, of growth and expansion, and that it does not just end at some point. Like, we are always eternally evolving, growing. And while that can sound like a lot, it doesn't have to be like that. It's beautiful, and it more so can help you let the pressure off, because it's like you'll always be expanding past where you're at right now. So just know that you will always be expanding and evolving, and it's wise to take this time to learn how to be in the present moment and to feel fulfilled and enjoy your life even while things aren't perfect, okay? That is a very powerful skill to learn how to do, okay? To learn how to not let your external circumstances dictate how you feel about yourself, about your worth, or about your ability to create and feel joy. And it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, and I know things are crazy in the world, okay? But what can we control? And I want to share that you working through these energies is going to help the collective energy, okay? You lightening the load within your own energy helps lighten the collective energy. So it's not just for you, it's not selfish, it's honest and it's important. And it's not just about one person saving everybody, but it's like if we all come together and we all start working on ourselves more and releasing that heaviness, moving into more loving ways of being, then it makes it easier for everybody, because we're all a collective. We are separate energies, but we are all one, interconnected. And the things that we do within ourselves influences the greater whole. So why not spend that time influencing the greater whole for the better by loving yourself more, by giving yourself more compassion, more grace, more understanding, right? Because also the way that we treat ourselves is the way we treat other people. So if we can be kinder to ourselves, we can be a lot kinder to others. And it's like this beautiful ripple effect of nourishing yourself and then nourishing the world. So remember Goddess Inanna as you go through this transition period. Channel that energy. Know that you can endure and that this is not for nothing. You are not being punished. This is going to be a big blessing when you come out on the other side, okay? Just know that. And if you really believe that and you hold that intention and you spend time fostering and nourishing that energy of what am I going to be on the other side? What do I want on the other side of this? And putting most of your energy towards that, you're going to be really happy with the outcome. But let's be honest, what's meant for you cannot miss you, no matter what energy you're in, okay? It can't. But you attract a lot more and you enjoy it a lot more when you learn how to be present and to enjoy yourself and to feel peace amidst it all, okay? So just know I see you, I love you, I'm proud of you. You know, you're almost there. You're almost there, okay? Just keep holding the love. Stay strong, stay centered, stay balanced. Find ways to ground your energy, find ways to feel joy. Don't sweat the stuff that you can't control, okay? As best you can. Focus on what you can control. Focus on feeling joy. You know this will end. You know you're almost done. So just hold that. Trust the knowing in your heart over your external circumstances and what's being shown in your 3D reality right now, okay? Because this is not the end. In fact, this is just the beginning. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Heather. This is Oracle of the Flame. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I have another channel, Sacred Flame Healing, where I do sound baths and guided meditations. But regardless, I believe in you. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Everything's gonna be okay. Just keep hanging in there, and we'll chat soon, babe. We'll chat soon. Talk to you later. Bye.